Hi everyone and welcome to our live. Today I have the pleasure in introducing to you guys, if you could come a little bit closer, Kenny from Kenny Sounds from Lemoni Radio, and we're going to talk about getting through the lockdown. We have we have to have a lockdown now for a couple of weeks, and we don't know how that is going to unfold. And so I've decided to bring Kenny from Kenny Sounds from Lemoni Radio.
Hi.
Hi, Sandish. Hi. To join us, to give us some tips, because he's one of the most resourceful people that I know, one of the most positive people that I know. And we're fortunate enough to have him join us to give us some tips about the lockdown. So, welcome, Kenny.
Hello, Despina. Hello, everybody. Nice to be on here. I feel honoured that I was invited. I'm not sure how qualified I am as a recently made radio producer, as I've been introduced, but okay, well, I can give you some of my life experiences, which have been extensive. Some of these things have already been talked about on here by Despina, and some of you posting on the Dare to Begin website, I've noticed, and I've been quite inspired and liking a lot of the stuff that's on there. So you might a lot of this might sound familiar, but as Despina mentioned last time, I made a point of it while we were walking the dogs one Saturday morning, that words are all very well, but words, I don't want to put a damper on it, but words can be cheap if we don't put them into action. We can say a whole load of great things, and if we don't actually do something to achieve that goal, they kind of dissipate into nothingness. So one of the things that I've put at the top of my list here is something that's already been mentioned, something that's been posted. George, I think, is a big fan of this. Count your blessings. Very simple things in life that we take for granted, that perhaps we shouldn't, because they're always there. And it's only when we lose those things, those people, the roof above our heads, the meal every day, our hopefully good health, physical health, psychological health. And in terms of getting through this lockdown, I mean, what I've noticed in the past 24 hours, including myself, I have to say, I've been quite sort of philosophical about the previous lockdowns, and kind of, yeah, we'll get through it, it'll be fine, it's just another blip and it'll be good. I have to say, this time round, I was a bit angry. I might be positively inclined, but I'm also allowed to be angry. And I was a bit angry, and I was kind of a bit upset about these new measures, which I believe to be a bit extreme. That's my opinion. You may disagree with it. That's fine too. So I've also noticed a lot of other people on Facebook are not too happy about this. So, okay. Let's see what happens. In terms of what we can do to counteract this feeling is to listen to our positive or productive urges, not the addictive ones that Despina has been telling us to try and avoid as much as possible, or to minimize. We're talking about the positive and productive urges, the ones that you know in your gut that are going to make you feel good well after you've done them, not that kind of kick just after, and then you kind of go into this depression because you know what you've done is an addiction, whether it be substances, whether it be alcohol, excessive smoking, something sexual, whatever. You know that feeling afterwards. You kind of think, what a waste of time that was, and how's that made me feel? So we're talking about productive and positive urges. Something that you know is going to be good for you physically, emotionally, socially. So what have I learned over the past year in terms of doing that? Well, like a lot of you, I live alone, and I have to deal with that, but I kind of enjoy my own company. I don't regard myself as a victim or lonely. Yeah, we do get lonely. That's fair enough. We can be lonely sometimes, but I think it's important to try and enjoy our own company. So what do? If we kind of fall into that victim mentality, I'm alone, whatever, you'll never get anything done. Okay, you'll kind of be sitting there waiting for things to happen to you, and maybe people to call you. You know what? Take initiative. Call people you know. Call people who care about you, people who love you. You'll be surprised at the reaction you get. And you know what I've learned over the past year? Video call. I was scared to make a video call because I'm disturbing people. People don't want to see me on the screen. Video call people. Video call people. You would be surprised what happens. They might not answer straight away. Don't be despondent. If they care about you and they love you, they'll get back to you. And over time, that becomes a habit. I mean, I've got a lot of people who live abroad, friends and family in the UK, in Europe, and this is what I do. And it gives you such a lift to be able to see that person. It's not as good as face-to-face contacts and being able to touch under normal circumstances and kiss and hug and all that, but it's the best we're gonna have.
So looking at your life, because you're one of the most positive, resourceful people that I know, and I just wanted to ask you about your daily routine, because you do live alone. And I just want to ask you how you spend your mornings and your whole day. Just very quickly before you answer that, I want to say a good morning to Shazza in New Zealand, who's joined in, because it's about 6 o'clock in the morning.
Hi, Shazza.
Hi, Shazza. A very good morning to you. And Sandesh, we are going to find out about Kenny right now. Thank you for your response.
Well, I'm going to quote back to you, Despina. Remember this?
Yes. I did a
Well,
seminar on Love Maps.
This was about 2 years ago, before all this got started. Love Maps, Despina. There's a page here which is called the Emotional Bank Account. And I've just highlighted, you put down about 60 odd things that you can do with other people, perhaps, but I've highlighted the things that you can actually do alone. Shop for groceries is what you say here. It sounds simple, but I kind of enjoy doing that because I know what I'm going to shop is good for me. First of all, it's a trip out, so you kind of get a bit of exercise, and I tend to walk to the shop rather than drive or cycle.
Wow.
And maybe get less shopping and go a bit more frequently. So I know that because I tend to adopt a healthy diet, I have done for decades, that what I'm putting in my basket, I'm looking forward to eating, and I know it's going to make me feel good. So if I buy pasta, it's going to be wholemeal. If I buy rice, it's going to be wholemeal. If I buy cereal, it's going to be wholemeal. I'm going to buy fruit, I'm going to buy vegetables, I'm going to buy beans. And actually this period in the Greek Orthodox calendar is the kind of Lent before Easter. We have Easter in about 10 days time. So I don't want to make a song and dance about it, but I think I'd like to share it with you that I do fast. Not because I'm a good Christian or anything like that. I try to be, but because I think it's cathartic, mentally, emotionally, physically, and it goes back to what we were saying at the beginning of the show, that we count our blessings, and this is another way of counting our blessings. I open my cupboard and I see that tin of tuna, but I'm not going to eat it because I know that that's something I can have normally every day when it's not this time of year. So come 10 days time, I'll open that tin of tuna. At the moment, I'm on a vegan diet and it's 40, 50 days. And you know what? I really enjoy it. as long as you're getting your nutrients, maybe a few supplements I take from time to time, not every day. B12, calcium, and iron. Be careful not to take calcium and iron together because they affect each other's absorption levels. So take calcium one day, iron another day, and maybe B12 another day. This is what I do. So shopping is very therapeutic as long as it's done sensibly. And if we're talking about groceries here. And you can, it says here, cook, dinner, bake. I don't do that much cooking. Maybe a bit of pasta, a bit of grain like bururi, which is a traditional dish in this part of the world. But I make big salads, and I had one before I came here. Actually, a big salad might contain red kidney beans or corn, tinned corn, sweet corn, avocado. That's the kind of substance in the salad. And then you put your greens in. You put your rocket, your spinach, your lettuce, some baby tomatoes, cucumber, radish, and maybe some sun-dried tomatoes as well, just to add a bit of, and then a dressing with honey, mustard, a bit of red wine, balsamic vinegar, oil, a bit of salt and chili. That's what I like. You can pick and choose as you, so it's making my mouth water already, actually, just thinking about that. All right, so that's my eating habit, during an average day. And it's important not to kind of feel too full. I mean, I have to make a confession to you. I do have a bit of an addiction with nuts, especially peanuts. I sometimes overeat peanuts, so I kind of try not to buy them every week, so I can have a bit of a break. But other nuts like Brazils and almonds and walnuts, they're actually good for you, and I think you kind of have a better control because they're not salty, they're not as addictive.
Shazza likes the salad. She likes the sound of the salad.
Okay, yeah, go for it, Shazza, go for it. Yeah. What else does it say here? Read the morning paper. Okay, well, it kind of seems like a long time ago since we read morning papers. I still buy a paper on a Sunday morning, actually, the English paper here, the Sunday Mail. And I might go to a coffee shop and just read it in the sunlight. It's a great way to relax. Again, walking or cycling to the coffee shop. Well, from next week we won't be able to do that for a while, unfortunately. But
can't we cycle to the coffee shops?
We can, but I think
the coffee shops.
Yeah, I think they're going to be locked down for a couple of weeks now. I don't know where you are, whether you can do that. Another thing here is go to church or synagogue or mosque or temple, whatever you believe in, or meditate or do something. Espinal, I think, has been kind of talking about this extensively, perhaps in the way that she does it. It might not be for everybody, but whatever, get in touch with your spiritual side. I like going to an empty church, actually. I'm not too comfortable about going to kind of churches that are full, even though these days we don't have too much of that.
You guys are lucky in New Zealand, Shazza. You haven't got a lockdown. But we have got a lockdown that we have on Monday, one message a day. We're not allowed to work. Yeah, it's going to be homebound. The shops are closed, everything's closed. Only the supermarkets, Shazza. It's a bit of a nuisance.
Yeah. Order takeout. Well, we're expecting one here, aren't we? Soon. So we're looking forward to that. So it's just little things to look forward to.
Yeah.
Don't you think that's important?
Definitely.
They're not. It's not kind of rocket science, really. It's not anything. It's just appreciating the little things. Listening to music. I mean, it's my first love. Music was my first love, and it'll be my last. Music of the future and music of the past. To live without my music would be impossible to do. 'Cause in this world of troubles, my music pulls me through. Absolutely, and I'm blessed to have had the opportunity to be on the radio. I've been doing that for 7-8 months now on Lemoni Radio. Maybe some of you have listened to it. So that's, what can I say? Obviously, not everybody's a radio presenter. You can listen to the music that you love, that inspires you, that kind of gives you that kick up the backside to just get up and go and do your thing.
And you've got another, right?
Yeah, pay bills. I picked out your number 35 here. That's been
right.
Pay bills. And that might sound painful, but it's financial therapy in a way. If you can, obviously people are having difficulties, and I'm no exception. Okay, I'm going to be honest with you guys. My bank account at the moment says zilch. But you know what? I'm okay with that, because the bank is taking out what they need in terms of their loans. But I'm getting by. That's okay. You can only do as much as you can, and in these times, I'm not concerned about that, to be honest, because obviously if you're deliberately not paying when you can, that's one thing. That's going to create stress levels. But if you're saying, okay, I'm dealing with that, I've got this much left over, and this is what I can afford. That's it. As long as you're not evading, I think it can be. I find it satisfying when I pay my electricity bill or my water bill or my council tax. I just think, okay, that's one out of the way. Put it to bed. Move on. Let's go forward.
Thank you, Shazza, about her singing. Shazza says we've got a great voice. You've got a great voice.
Okay. Walking the dog. Maybe you'd like to tell us about this.
Yeah, exercising, walking animals. I mean, being with animals, being with your loved ones. It's brilliant.
Yeah, and dogs are a great way to, I don't know, they give so much love. And I don't have my dogs, but occasionally we go with Espina and she get, they're I don't know, I just get a great feeling being with them, and her, of course.
And Shazza says money isn't everything. Good advice.
Yeah,
it isn't.
exactly.
It isn't. You can live quite happily without money.
Yeah.
Shazza, you're totally right. Totally right.
Play a board game. Can we do one more quickly?
A board game?
Yeah, that's what you've written here. Play a board game together. And you know what? I play with Banayodis. He might be listening now, I don't know. We play chess. Long distance chess. So we send each other a move every day. So I've got the board laid out, so I wait for his move and then I make a move, and the match might last a month, but it's a little thing to look forward to get your strategic part of your brain working.
You can do it online as well.
Yeah, I know, but I don't know, I kind of like the traditional way of doing it. It's like reading the paper instead of reading online, right. And I'm a big lover of vinyl as well, some of you will know. So I like to kind of put a vinyl record on my record player rather than press a button and listen to music. So these things are very satisfying for me. Maybe you can kind of get in touch with. I'm kind of a bit stuck in the 80s, I have to say, but there we are.
Well, thank you, Kenny, for everything. And Kenny's got his station every. Thank you, Dina. Kenny's got his radio station. It's Lemoni Radio, and I'd like you to share us the link so we can put it on. And it's Cyprus time, 6 till 8.
Yes, on Wednesday.
6 till 8 Cyprus time on Wednesday, so you can listen to his style of music, because he's a radio producer at Lemoni Radio, and he's given us some good advice to get over the lockdown. And so it's just simple, and it will pass, and we just take the little things day by day and we'll get through it, you guys. Just be positive and soldier on. God bless you all and have a very good evening.
Yeah, thank you very much for giving me this opportunity, Espina. I hope that some of that's been useful to some of you or all of you, so stay optimistic.
And thank you, Shazza, for your comments, and Dina and Sandish, thank you so much for following. Bye, everyone. Bye.
Bye.